Welcome to the Real Estate Deal Room. I'm Ebony B. Coe, and I am glad you're here. This podcast is for real estate investors, realtors who want to understand how deals actually get done, how they are created and structured, not just how they look on paper, but how they're going to get done. Each episode, I break things down into simple and practical ways. I share information as far as like real life scenarios that I have encountered as a real estate investor myself, as a mortgage broker, and as well as even a realtor. I will give you insights on financing, deal structure, different ways I've seen things done, even being an underwriter over 20 years ago, kind of telling my age, and then just also like how the different loan options are structured, the different investment strategies that are out there, and how there is not a one size fit all for every real estate investor. My goal here is to help real estate investors make smarter decisions and realtors better support their clients as they build and grow when it comes to their real estate portfolios. So today, I'm going to get started with a topic that comes up almost every single deal I have seen in my 20 plus years of experience within this industry. How to choose the right financing for the strategy you're using, and why the loan you pick can truly make or break a real estate deal. So I want to talk about bridge loans. Let's talk about them. So when I explain bridge loans, I always start by simplifying what they actually are. So a bridge loan is really just a short-term real estate loan designed to help investors move quickly when timing matters. A bridge, just look at it this way, is the gap between buying or refinancing a property now and securing long-term financing or selling that property later. Bridge loans are actually asset-based loans. So if you ever hear like the terminology or lenders saying, an asset-based loan, that's basically what a bridge loan is. But each lender have different terminologies. And as a real estate investor, you need to understand that. And as a realtor, you need to also understand it, because this is how you're going to be able to help your client, which means the lender, when it comes to these asset-based loans, is primarily focused on the property itself. Not just personal income or tax returns or employment history. The goal is to speed up this process, speed up the deal, the flexibility, not the long-term affordability, because that's when a refinance comes in at after refinancing out of their bridge deal. So remember, the bridge loan is asset-based. Is that property worth it? You bought that property for $100,000. They're saying, okay, it's going to be $200,000 to do a complete renovation. That's $300,000, but it's worth $1 million. So that's $700,000 equity. Guess what? A lender is going to lend on that, on the asset based of it, because they know that for whatever reason you do not make that payment, they have to take that property back. They have no problem selling it. So here's how a bridge loan will typically work. So I'm going to explain this for you. An investor identifies a property that needs to close fast. It needs light renovation, or it may even need some actual, a complete gut rehab, but mostly light renovation. They have inconsistent income or does not actually qualify for traditional financing. So instead of waiting weeks or months for a conventional loan to go through, because they don't want to lose that deal, and if you're a realtor, you don't want to lose that deal if you're representing a seller, or even if you represent a buyer. You don't want to lose that deal. Things happen. So this is when you need to understand about how bridge loans work and what bridge loans / asset-based loans are. The investor then will use the bridge loan to acquire or refinance the property quickly and take control of the asset. Now, most bridge loans are actually short-term, usually 6 to 24 months. They are often structured with interest-only payments, which keeps the monthly payment low. So this gives the investor the opportunity for them to, rehab the property and stabilize the property. And sometimes stabilizing the property might be to put tenants up in there. And that's where you as the realtor needs to really understand how the bridge loans work, because now that's another opportunity for you to put tenants in there for them and continue to build that relationship. Now that's another opportunity for you to potentially resell that potential asset that they had just rehabbed because they stabilized the property. Now the loan amounts are actually typically based on the current value of the property or the future value after improvements. So remember, they purchased this property for $100,000. They putting in $200,000 worth of renovation. It's worth $1 million. That's $700,000 worth of equity. Now, a lender is not going to give all of that, but the lender knows that the loan of value is going to be extremely low. So the reality is that owner is going to be able to get the money they need to go ahead and renovate the property, to refi out of it, or turn around to, flip it, however they want to do with this particular deal. So it's really important for both parties to understand how the bridge loans work. Now, the bridge loans are also commonly used for fast acquisitions, especially when you have competitive markets like here and even in Chicago, where I am at. So you have the fix and flips or the light renovation projects. Then you have the properties with vacancies or inconsistent rental income. Recently purchased properties that actually, need seasoning or reposition of the assets before the refinancing. And so when I say need seasoning, because again, depending upon the lender or, they want the property to be seasoned, meaning you have to have held it for 6 months or held it for a year. But that's a requirement. It depends. That's why it's important to work with people who understands what brokers you're going to, or mortgage bankers you're going to, or lenders you're going to, because if they don't understand this, that can kill the deal for you as a real estate investor, and it can also kill the deal for you as a realtor. Now, what really makes a bridge loan a really powerful exit strategy is the fact that a bridge loan is never meant to be the final loan. It's not the final loan. Before the loan actually closes, the investor should already know how they plan to exit. And some of that part of their exit strategy might be the realtor. And that's why the realtor should know how a bridge loan actually works. That exit might be selling the property after improvements, refinancing into a DSCR loan once the income is documented, or rolling the property into a long-term portfolio loan. And again, in a case like that, whereas you're, refinancing into a DSCR loan, or you're rolling it into a long-term portfolio loan, that's when you should make sure you have a good mortgage broker, a good loan officer, a good mortgage strategist. And yes, I would love to say me, but the reality is anyone who's good at their craft, because everybody does not specialize in, working with bridge loans or real estate investment properties, or even working with real estate investors. So it's very much important to understand that who you bring on your team, they are very professional, proficient, and knowledgeable in that particular niche that you are focusing on. So like, for an example, an investor honestly may use a bridge loan to purchase a property, right? They complete the renovation, they have their realtor lease it up, and then they decide, okay, I want to go ahead and refinance it into a DSCR loan, based upon the property's cash flow that's coming in or their personal income. Now, the bridge loan gives them the time. Keep in mind, the bridge loan is going to give them the time to control what's needed to execute that plan, that exit strategy plan, without losing the deal, especially if you know it's a good deal. If you know it's a property that has equity in there, but you want to get this done right now and you need the renovation funds for it, a bridge loan can work very well, especially if you don't have the verifiable income right away, or maybe, you're someone who's self-employed and your income is all over the place. It's definitely good, for you. And that's one of the reasons that you would also, refinance into a DSCR loan. One of the most important things to understand is that the bridge loan solves timing and strategy problems. It doesn't solve credit problems. They are tools actually used by investors who understand their deal, when their market and how their market is, how whatever market that they're in or they're trying to invest in, they need to understand it. Let's say they don't understand it, but their realtor that they're working with needs to understand that market. No, as their realtor, no, you can't tell them where to buy, but understand what's a good deal if you're trying to make this a long-term investor, client, or buyer of yours. So it's very, very important to even understand that. Now, when it comes to like the tools that's used by the investor who understands their deal, like I said, it's the market, the exit strategy. They need to know all of this before that deal is ever even funded. If they're going to sell, they're going to refi, if they're going to put tenants in there. When bridge loans are actually used intentionally and paired with a clear plan and a great team, they become one of the most effective financing tools investors can use to win deals, preserve liquidity, and overall just really scale their real estate portfolios. And if you're a great realtor and you're on their team, guess what? Your real estate portfolio closing ratio is going to expand too. So one of the real takeaways from this episode that I really, really need you to have is the loan that you choose matters just as much as the deal itself. That is important. So remember what I said. The loan you choose matters just as much as the deal itself. Do not go out there picking up deals that you don't understand the market or the value or what your exit strategy is. If you do not understand that, do not waste your time either trying to flip or do not waste your time trying to do a bridge loan, because a bridge loan interest rate is going to be much higher because the lender is giving you so much money to buy and renovate that property. So in today's episode, I really hope that, you think differently when it comes to how to finance deals and deal structures like bridge loans if you didn't understand them. Every episode, I'm going to always talk about different type of loan products that are out there, but just know bridge loan is an option. Take the next step and be able to apply what I have talked about today to your own strategy, to your own portfolio building. And if you're a realtor, take the opportunity to learn about bridge loans, because just being knowledgeable will help you grow your business and will set you apart from other real estate agents. So whether you're working with an investor or on a time-sensitive acquisition or realtor supporting your clients who are building their portfolios, the right financing choice can determine whether a deal closes or a deal fall apart. So if you would like help structuring a bridge loan or planning a refinance into a DSCR loan, or choosing just overall the right financing for your investment strategy, or simply have questions, whether you're a realtor or real estate investor, let's talk before that offer is written, because this is what I love to do. I'm Ebony Biko, your senior loan officer and mortgage strategist with over 25 years experience within the real estate and investing industry. You can always send me a message, and if you have any questions, please send those questions, and you will find my website in the description. But for those that are listening, I'll give it to you now, and that's www.homeloansnetwork.com. And then make sure you follow the Real Estate Deal Room on LinkedIn for Ebony Biko.